Now we turn to cash concerns at Buffalo City Hall. I always say to people, even if you don't live or work here, what happens with city government affects everybody watching, because so goes Buffalo, so goes Western New York. And the Queen City faces financial turmoil with costs up and federal aid drying up. Buffalo's biggest source of funding actually comes from the state's AIM program. It stands for Aid and Incentives for Municipalities. Buffalo gets about $161 million a year. Sounds great, right? Well, as Mayor Byron Brown explained while standing beside his counterparts at a rally this week, that dollar figure hasn't changed in a long time.
The funding is so essential to municipal needs, yet the city of Buffalo and municipalities statewide have had no increase in AIM since 2012.
2012, a long time ago. Joining me live here tonight is Buffalo Common Council President Chris Scanlon to talk more about this. Thanks for coming in. You think of how much costs have changed and gone up now compared to 12 years ago. Yeah. Tell me about this. I guess really it is just this sort of PR effort and lobbying effort on the state to increase this funding. How is it going?
Yeah, I think it's going well so far. You know, yesterday, as you showed here at the top, the mayor hosted municipal leaders from not just right across the immediate region here, but as far east as Albany, calling on the state legislature and the governor to increase that AIM allocation. As you mentioned, it hasn't been increased since 2012, that $161 million. And if you adjust that for inflation and look at it at today's dollars, there's almost a $60 million purchasing power gap there. So that's a problem for any municipality. It's a problem for the city of Buffalo. You, me, anyone else at home doing their bills knows that the cost of business has gone up exponentially since 2012. That's no different with any municipality. Gasoline, equipment, any services we want to provide cost more money, and we need that money to provide those services.
Two-part question. How confident are you that this can be increased? It hasn't in a dozen years, right? And right now budget negotiations are happening in Albany. Lots of different groups are asking for cash. So how is that going? And on the flip side, what do you do in the absence of that? I know there are vacant positions right now. You're trying to figure out how many of them need to stay vacant as a way to save money.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful that we'll be successful. In conversations I've had with members of the Western New York delegation at the state level, they're in favor of it. They're pushing for it, and it's needed. You know, whether, again, regardless of what you're trying to do here, the services, they've increased exponentially, as I said. So in order for us to provide those services, we have to have that revenue. If we don't have that revenue in the form of the AIM allocation, we have to find those revenue elsewhere. And no one likes to talk about it, but that could potentially be taxes or other fees being increased, because we have to provide the services. The thing is, the city of Buffalo, other municipalities, we didn't just come to being on our own. You know, the state granted us our charter. We are agents of the state, and in order for us to provide those services on behalf of the state, we need that financial support.
So you brought up their taxes and fees, and I know this has been talked about now for a few weeks, maybe longer. If you don't get the AIM funding, at what point will we find out if taxes are going up, and if so, by how much?
Yeah, well, on May 1st, we will receive the budget from the mayor and his administration, and the council will get to work on it. In the next week, I believe myself, the leadership on the council, and the administration are going to sit down and kind of talk about this, talk about things from the council perspective, what we want to see, things we don't want to see in the budget, and have those conversations in anticipation of the budget coming to us. What we don't want to have happen is on May 1st, the budget arrive and a bunch of surprises, and then we only have a few weeks to figure it out. So coming up in the next few days, we're going to get together and start sorting some things out.
I know the federal money is drying up too. This is COVID relief money, hundreds of millions of dollars, right? But it's about to be gone. Yeah. Is there enough of that to make up the gap this year, or is that no longer an option?
Yeah, I don't think this year's budget, there are serious concerns with this year's budget. Obviously, we're talking about this need for AIM and other potential revenue sources, but the next couple of years after this are going to be the more financially difficult years. As you mentioned, with that federal money drying up, it's coming to the end of it, and again, by the end of 26, it all has to be spent, so we won't have any of it around at that point. So not only, but the thing we've got to do now is make sure we're putting the plan in place for when that money completely dries up. We can't be trying to do it at the last minute. We've got to make sure we are strategizing for it now and implementing the strategies that we want to make sure we have the finances available to perform any of the resources and the services that we want to.
State budget is due April 1st, so we'll know relatively soon if the state is going to give Buffalo any additional funding here. We hope to have you back when we learn that.
Thank you.
Chris Scanlon is the Buffalo Common Council president and represents the South District. Good to see you.
You too.